Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kat. Since I started my job as a strategy consultant in healthcare, I have received many, I would say, requests from LinkedIn from the headhunters. I constantly receive such requests, want me to talk with them to see what options are out there if I find those interesting. After talking to a few headhunters and read through their emails from LinkedIn, I actually wanna just talk about this with you guys because now we know there's the whole shortage of talent. So I'm sure if you start your job sometimes within the last year, some of you might have already received such requests as well. So I want to really just talk about this in general because of this special time. If you just launched your career after graduated, there are so many options out there and it is daunting but also attractive at the same time. I do think it is important to evaluate a few different things before moving on to the next job. Another reason why I want to talk about this is because I'm on all these social medias as well, and I see quite a lot of TikTokers really advocate for job jumping. I think it's a personal choice if you decide to leave your current job, accept a new offer. But I do want to use this video to really elaborate on this process because those short videos, if it is just 30 seconds or a minute, they're really trying to get your attention, right? Like you should really keep changing jobs and that is the best way to increase your salary. I'm not against this, but I just want to offer my opinion in a relatively longer video so I can really tell you what are really the pros and cons for different options and what you should think about when you decide if you should leave your current company or not. So this video is really just me sharing my own opinion, so please keep that in mind. Ultimately, you have to decide if you want to, either still working on this current job or jump to another employer, right? If you like such content, please thumb up and subscribe to my channel where I share my experience working as a healthcare strategy consultant as well as other career options for advanced degree holders as well, such as medical science liaison. So without further ado, let's get started. So probably you know headhunters have been around for quite a long time, but I think this whole industry really blew in the past few years due to COVID. And the young generations really embrace the idea that you should either fire or enjoy your life early before retirement because they are not like the older generations that are just gonna work on one job for the rest of their lives for 30-35 years. They actually prefer that job hopping and just go to wherever offer me the most money, then I can fire in a few years, right? So for people who don't know about FIRE, it means financial independence and retire early, okay? So this group of people, they want to really accumulate assets as early, as fast as possible. And in this case, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, many people think job hopping is the best way to do that because companies offer really competitive package to attract talent. And because this talent fight, headhunters really plays a big role in recruiting the talents for their clients. I personally found this dynamics really helpful for young people like us that, we don't have to do job hunting by ourselves. The headhunter would reach out to you and you'll be given fantastic opportunities and you can actually tell them what's your criteria, like what do you want, and they will find the jobs for you. It is ultimately your employer pays the headhunter their professional fees, right? So you actually don't lose anything and you gain a job with potentially huge salary jump. I personally really like this idea. And as I mentioned, I have been reached out from multiple headhunters and many of them offer really great competitive benefit package. If you're part of the FIRE community, I 100% support that. I was also considering that before, so I totally support that idea. Like you should go for it, okay? If you can fire by 30, good for you. Go for it. That's why I'm saying, this video is really about me sharing my opinions. I care about my work. You can call me a little bit idealistic. I do want to work for a company that share the same value as me. I do want to work with people who I respect and I think I can learn from them. I do want to work in an industry that I think I can contribute and really leverage my backgrounds and my expertise and grow in that industry, right? So that is my personal stand in the job hunting process and who I should work for. And because of that, I'm still in my current company, at least so far, right? And I think there are a few things I want to share with you how I evaluate the timing for me to leave a company. The timing should correlate with your happiness in that company. Call me idealistic again, like I really care about being happy in all aspects of my life. I want a happy life. Life is so short. I don't want to gain assets for the sake of gaining assets. You have different ways to be happy. You can work your ass off for the first 5-10 years, whatever, make as much money as possible and fine, right? And then after retirement, you do whatever you want and make yourself happy, right? That is one option. Then the other option is I can choose to live happily every day. Like, why not, right? So I think I personally had this debate internally and externally before, and if you guys are interested, I can definitely share that on this channel as well. And I think for me, it really just drilled down to 3 aspects, right? First is the people, your colleagues, your work friends, okay? I really care about that because I have seen several of my friends that work in different industries. They love what they do, like the work itself, but because they don't really work with people they like or enjoy interacting with, they were miserable. Like, they hate their life. They were like, yes, this work, I love this work. Like, I think I'm making so much impact on this project or in this industry, but I hate my colleagues. Like, working as a team is not fun at all. And every day I think about I have to work with them, I'm miserable. So I literally don't want to do that, right? And that is a very critical aspect of my choice. When I left academia, my biggest worrisome was, can I work with people who are as smart, as driven, as diligent as people in the lab, right? Because academia and industry might be different. So I was really concerned about that. But after joining my company, I see how hard my colleagues work, how knowledgeable they are in the industry, and how friendly they are. They are willing to help you, sacrificing their personal time. And this plays such an important role when I decide which company I should work for and if I should leave a company. And second of all, I always ask myself, am I still learning and growing? And this is really for my personal growth. I think everybody has their own goal on the job, but to me, it's really the personal growth and fulfillment. If I'm already, towards the ceiling, or I think this is really boring, I'm just doing repetitive work, right? If I don't see the fulfillment on my job, I will leave. Like, that is really important as well. For example, on my current job, yes, it's been a year and I have worked on multiple different projects, but every project is so different, right? Like, I'm still learning. It's really fulfilling to me. I think every day I'm learning, every week I'm learning, every project I'm learning different things. And it is very difficult to find a job other than consulting potentially that you can keep learning in such a fast pace. So personally, I still love consulting. I love what I do, and I think that matters. And lastly, but not least, is the company culture. So it is different from, your colleagues, because it's more like company culture. Because you could work in a team that, you enjoy. Let's say you're working in biotech, and there's a discovery team, right? You do research and development. You love maybe your team members, right? But as my last video demonstrated, you don't really enjoy working in this company. You don't feel being valued, right? In my last video, I also shared my friend who is working in a biotech that the company really appreciates more commercial regulatory departments in the company rather than the R&D departments where she is in. Even though you love what you do, even though you enjoy your colleagues, if you don't feel appreciated, then you're not super driven to do that, you know, because your internal drive can only last that long, and you do need other feedback from external, right? Like your boss, the company, other people's appreciation to you make you feel like you are an asset in the company, right? Then you are more driven to do whatever you want to do. So I think it's a positive feedback, and that cannot be missing, at least to me, right? So ultimately, I just want you to ask yourself, when you wake up, would you be happy working in this company? If you are not happy anymore, think about each different aspects that I talk about and other aspects that you value more, and are there any solution that you can solve that? And if it's 90-10, like 90% satisfied, 10% not, try to work that out, right? Talk to your colleague, talk to your boss, and maybe change projects, do whatever it takes to maybe maximize your satisfaction in that company. But when the satisfactory factor, let's say percentage, dropped and there's nothing you can do about it, I think it is time to leave. I mean, now the world is so big, so many opportunities out there. Choose the next job wisely, not only just looking for the package itself, well, just, for people like me, again. And then jump to the next role and do your best there. Ultimately, I hope you all wake up every day feeling happy and go to the job and do what you love and feel the fulfillment the work brings to you. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.